Hey guys, it's Callie Ray with Callie Ray Fitness. I have 6 different ways to do hip thrusts. So we all know that we get to the gym and they don't have the equipment that we want, or we really were hoping to use the Smith machine, or we were really hoping that they might have some cables or something like that, and we get to the hotel and there's nothing there. You have a bench, you have some hand weights, you might have a bar. So what I did is film 6 different ways that you can do hip thrusts dependent on where you are. I also did them in such a way that you can do them yourself. So I have to admit there's been many times that I have had to tap somebody on the shoulder and say, hey, can you throw this on my hips for me? Because there's no way that this little 5'2" girl is gonna be putting 120 pounds with that bar straight on my hips without putting plates on that I could slide underneath. So with no ado, here is footage of different ways to hip thrust. So it's obvious that this machine was not made for hip thrusting, but it's wonderful because it's padded on the front, it's padded on the back, the weight's already there, you don't have to deal with moving around the heavy plates, while the big long bar helps me balance a little bit more, maybe is a little bit more effective. This definitely can get those glutes. You could see that I needed to be a little bit higher, so I grabbed a Bosu ball. You can grab a step, anything that puts you in the right place, as long as you're pushing down through those heels and really squeezing the glutes. So using the Smith machine for hip thrust is actually one of my favorite. I know that I can get a little bit more of the balance with that straight bar and just a bench, but I put a pad on a set of 4 stacks underneath the steps. I have my band around my knees to mitigate the rotation, and then I always like to hold this, especially in the last one. So these are 245 plates on either side, and then I think I'm doing 15 here, and I'm gonna go up, you'll see, and hold and then bring it down nice and slow. Pronto Fitness does not sponsor me, but I do use this band. It's the extra heavy. This is a hip thrust with 1 weight. As I needed more and more weight, I would have to have somebody actually come over and put a weight on me, and then of course also add a pad to my hips. So this is a fairly small weight, but once you start to get putting hundreds of pounds on your hips, sometimes asking a partner for help can be good in this. I often do this with the 2 barbells. If I'm at a gym and I have limited access to heavier weights, I try to add some more weight, and then I can continue to go on with my workout and use those weights for my arms and get a little bit of a cardio session and a sweat as well. To have a gym with these big rubber sides on these longer bars versus the dumbbells. This is a great way to be able to do this for yourself. I think at this particular gym they go up to about 110, which is enough to definitely get some glute activation. I have asked people to just set these on my hips for those gyms that have the spokes coming out the ends, but being able to just lean it over on top of you is a great way to be able to do it yourself and feel the glute burn. So of course, here is the gold standard. You get that band on your knees, you get the pad on your hips, you get those plates put on the sides, and you get underneath that bar. So this, for me, I definitely feel the burn. It's a little bit harder than the other exercises because you have such heavy weights and you have to balance them. So we know those stabilizing muscles can really help us as well. So here it's harder to get under, it's harder to get set. As you can see me struggling through it a little bit, but it is, I feel, the most beneficial way to really lower my glutes and really feel that heavy weight. I'm pushing down through my heels. I'm trying to get my hips up as high as I can. Granted, because this one's a little bit harder for me, it's harder for me to get up there and stay up there and use that balance and squeeze at the top. That's really big. Make sure that you're squeezing with every rep that you can at the very, very top. I have always struggled taking the plates off, so this is my lazy girl's way to take the plates off of that bar. Hey guys, I hope that you enjoyed those variations. I know for me, the most effective or the hardest is that straight bar with those 245s on each side, just free with the bench. I slide underneath it. That is the most effective for me, but I also feel that it is the most pain in the ass to set up, to take down, Often I can change the weight and get some deadlifts out of it as well on those days, but those days where I don't want to put that together, I make sure that I still get some movement, I still get some hip thrusts in or something on my glutes. So just because we're not feeling as ambitious does not mean that we have to not do or not work an area. So just make sure you guys keep moving. If you have any questions about the movements or any other variations, you can Instagram me at Callie Rae, KALLYRAE fitness, or feel free to comment below. All right, stay warm and healthy.